Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. As-salatu was-salamu alayka ya khatam al-nabiyyin. Respected Muslim friends, Assalamu alaikum. My master, the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, Fidaka abi wa ummi ya sayyidi ya Rasulallah. He stated that in his ummah shall appear 30 antichrists or thereabouts. Each one will claim to be a prophet. وَأَنَا خَاتَمَ النَّبِيِّينَ لَا نَبِيَّ بَعْدِي. I am the seal of prophets, there is none after me, no prophet after me. One of those false prophets was the so-called Baha'u'llah. This was not his actual name, this was the title he appropriated for himself. His name was Mirza Hussein Ali Nuri. That was his actual name. He was a false prophet from Iran, and in fact, not only a false prophet, he was somebody that claimed to be God himself. He made a claim to divinity just like the Pharaoh of Egypt. Was a cursed individual, an antichrist, a liar, a deceiver. Now, he is the founder of the Bahai religion, which is not really a religion, it would be more appropriate to call it a political cult. The Baha'is believe, as per the so-called Baha'u'llah's claim, that he is the promised Messiah to fulfill the role of the second coming of Jesus Christ. However, we see that Baha'u'llah practically he did nothing. When he came into this world, there was nothing, there was no messianic quality to him. He didn't fulfill any messianic role. He didn't fulfill any of the expectations associated with the second coming of Christ. In fact, for 40 years he remained in prison. He simply wrote some letters and some books, and anyone can write things. Many of these false prophets, all they do is they come into this world and they write some books, and then they die, and they started some organization, and the organization's their only basic aim is to spread those writings and speak about their false prophet. That's all it is. There's nothing profound about his life, about his biography, about his work or his ministry. And the same is true of this Baha'u'llah. This Baha'u'llah, he filled no messianic expectation. However, he and his followers started this organization called the Universal House of Justice, which is based in Haifa in Israel, by the way. Very sinister association between the Baha'i religion and Zionism and the so-called state of Israel. So and by the way, the Baha'is are supposed to proselytize their religion to everyone except Jews. They are not allowed to proselytize to Jews, but to everyone else they are allowed to proselytize, and in fact encouraged to proselytize. Now, this House of Justice that they call it is a 9-member committee or council. They believe that this will be the organization that one day rules the world and controls the world, and they call that, when world peace will come, they call that the Messianic Age. Yet, if Baha'u'llah was the Messiah, why didn't he himself usher in this era of global peace and this Messianic age? Why are they waiting for an organization that he set up to do it? Which proves that the Baha'u'llah is a failed Messiah, a false Messiah. It would be, I'll give you a parable to understand this concept. Would be if somebody gave a promise to a homeless person that one day a builder will come and he will build a beautiful mansion for you, a beautiful house for you to live in, and then you don't have to suffer this homelessness, you don't have to live with these difficulties, you will have a beautiful house and you will live in there for peace for the rest of your days. That person that you're waiting for is the builder. Now, several people come to this a homeless person, and they're like oracles, they're like prophets, you could say, and according to this parable, they're each predicting to him that, don't be sad, don't be depressed, don't lose hope, the builder is coming, he's coming very soon. And then somebody comes along and tells that person, I am the builder. Now the homeless person is so excited, he's so happy, finally the builder has arrived that has been predicted to come to deliver me from my misery, to build a house for me. But this person claiming to be the builder, he doesn't actually build a house for him. He sets up a committee of 9 individuals, and he tells the homeless person that these 9 individuals, these are the people that will work to eventually have your house built. They're gonna lobby for it. They're gonna they're gonna campaign for it. They're gonna raise funds for it. But I myself am not able to build a house. He's the builder, the so-called builder dies, and what he leaves behind is a committee of 9 people that are supposed to campaign and raise funds and fulfill the project of building the house. First of all, is that person who claimed to be the builder, does he have a right to be described as the builder? He didn't actually build anything. He just made the claim, but he didn't build anything. So this is the reality of this Baha'u'llah and these false messiahs. They claim to be messiah, but they don't bring about the messianic age. So how can we consider them messiah? Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.